Like Abraham. I came from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Okay, so what brings you to Eritrea?
Oh, so many things. So many things. I have been praying and wishing for the day for almost the last 30 years since we left to Sudan in '85. So this is a long, long dream coming true. And I got an opportunity. My aunt's daughter was getting married. That was the main reason that triggered the movement to come here. And the other reason is I have not seen my grandmother for the last 25 years. At least she came to Kenya to say goodbye when we were leaving to America. And I miss her a lot. I have a lot of her characters. So those are the two reasons. And on general, of course, to see my country. I have not seen Eritrea since it became independence. So, so many reasons.
Mikesh Belai Abraha has not visited her country for over 30 years. This is the first time she comes back home. A hard-working mother and a loving Eritrean tells us about her and her family's struggle to make a living in America after leaving her life in her homeland, Eritrea, 30 years ago.
Oh, my life in this is wonderful. It's really great. I'm married to a wonderful husband. His name is Solomon Gavresus. I have 4 children. Luam Solomon Gavresus, Abisalom Solomon Gavresus, Aman Solomon Gavresus, and Aaron, 9 years old. I miss him so much.
Even if life is hectic abroad, these Eritreans were able to build a community for all nationals. They host all kinds of events and for all ages. To get a sense of it all, it seems to us that we never left Eritrea at all. Ms. Demek Eshbelai Abraha told us when she invited us to come for traditional coffee.
We are very involved. We are very known. My husband, in so many ways, he's very gifted. He's very social. He knows how to handle people. He's very social. He's gifted in that area. And since last year, we are one of the people, major people who build Selassie Beta Christian, where 4 of our children were baptized. And then something happened, and we got departed. And now we are in St. Michael. He's also the head in there, head of the church, under the priest, of course.
What about during the festivals?
Oh, festivals, those are the things that we keep forward. In Washington, D.C., it happens once a year. And thank God we have also May 24, Independence Day. Those are the time you use, because our life, usually they are hectic. We don't have a lot of social life. So we use those events, we look forward for those events, not only for us, the ones that are in D.C. A lot of people come, even sometimes from Europe, from all over USA, California, St. Louis. My main family, my mom and dad, Belai Abrahareta, and then Hiwat Solomon Highlam. Those are my mom and dad. They live in St. Louis, Missouri for the last 24 years. So we look forward every August for them to come and see us. So it's a Belay Abraha. He was the Gadalai. He worked so hard. Even we were in abroad for the last almost 29, going to 30 years. He made sure we don't forget our culture. He made sure we don't forget our country, where we came from. He always wanted us to be proud where we came from. So he installed that on me and my brothers, and I did the same. I passed it on to my kids, and I'm so grateful. I live for the last 17 years. I live in the DC area where there is a lot of Eritrean community. We have about 5 churches, and then we have plenty of social life. So they still have that feeling we are better off than the other people, like in St. Louis, in those local areas where they don't have that access, that opportunity. So also being closer to Washington, D.C., having the Bethesda, the embassy, the festivals, the picnics, like the Independence Day picnics, the soccer matches. So that gave me an opportunity to take my kids there and to be closer to their peers.
Whenever they might live abroad, they always made sure that they never forgot who they were. Their parents made sure that their children knew what it meant to be an Eritrean and managed to nurture that into their upbringing abroad. The task may be difficult, but it is promising that the only sure way to do so.
Life is not easy, especially for me. All my family, my mom and dad, and my brothers, my sisters, they are in the US, but in a different state. So what we do, me and my husband, we have 4 kids. We sacrifice a lot of time with our kids. My husband works Monday to Friday, and I work weekend for the last 8 years. Our kids never been in a daycare. We raise them with our values, with our culture, with our beliefs. That makes me proud. To tell you that you sacrifice a lot of things. Work, there is a lot of stress. 7 days we're working, going to different soccer activities, school activities, libraries. It's not easy. Maybe we have food, we have the money, but we don't have the pleasure of the social life you see here. Sitting down, drinking coffee, all that entertainment, the freedom. Our kids, they are just caged. I mean, here, they go to the hotel even at 11 o'clock at night. My kids, they enjoy that. So there is a lot of freedom, obviously. The social life. Again, come to Bahali is just 16 hours work, 8 hours work. And then for the mothers, we have to come home, cook, clean, work, clean the dishes. There is a lot of pressure on the marriages because of that. We don't have boundary, the men's side. Everybody, the wives didn't get, for both of us, for the husbands and the wives, there's a lot of stress.
It's not easy.
No. We work outside, we come home, we work inside. The husband does the same. Like here, at least you know the role of the woman. Not nowadays, it's becoming like us also here. But at least the wife stays home, she manages the house. And then the husbands manage the outside. But for us there, the husband work in the house, in the fashion, and then the wives work outside, inside, and cooking, cleaning. So there's a lot of struggle and pressure on the marriages. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the wives work, the husbands work, they come home, they have to help each other. So a lot of stress, there's a lot of stress.
Mr. Demek Ish Belay Abraha teaches us that your values, your religion, and your country makes you who you are. And that is something you have to be proud of. Those we have taken care of our elders, because we are passing on the knowledge of our forefathers and mothers to our kids.
One that I really emphasize, your culture, your religion, your country makes you who you are. You have to be proud where you are from. You have to be proud of your religion, and you have to be proud of your family, your country. Yeah, I value our culture. We have respect for our elders, which you don't see much in the West. So I raise them, they have to value their elders, which is really important to me. I spend a lot of time with the elders. We get to learn a lot from them. So I love the fact we value our elders, we have respect for them. Because my profession is gerontology. I work with the elderly.
As a parent once tries to nurture his or her children with the Eritrean spirit, whether they might live in the world, they must teach the younger generation to follow in the footsteps of the Eritrean people, so they can later in the future stand up as leaders in the world.
Our unity as a community, and we are very close because we want to pass that to our kids. We don't want them to be lost generation, especially for the last few years. We as adults, the mothers and fathers, we are working so hard to socialize our kids together, ourselves. The elderly, the people who's been there for 10 years, 20 years, now are coming and like Luam, telling us what to do.
That's true.
So that means we taught them well, and they are our future leaders. We are proud of that they are following our footsteps and they can pass it on to their kids. It's pride.
She adds that every Eritrean, whether young or old, lives in Eritrea away abroad. And although it might seem impossible at times, it is very much rewarding.
It's sad. I have not been here for a long time. So I have been hearing people, so many things, their own opinions of Asmara. And then sometimes I have the little memories when I was young about Eritrea. And then sometimes I just am quiet, I listen and wish one day I'll get this opportunity. And then as soon as we were up in the air, when I saw Asmara, it was just so beautiful the way I expected it. It's people, and we were lucky. So far we enjoyed it from the hotel to the courier. It doesn't even feel we are in Africa, it just still, we feel like we are back home, so modernized. So until we went to Areza, so far we don't feel the difference from there to here. It's just more freedom, walking the streets, saying hello to your people, and just seeing the freedom. Because when I left, there was a curfew, I think 6 o'clock. The soldiers wait for you in guns. You have to be in home. The young and old, the lights out. So that memory that I have, and then now to see people walking on the street, young and old, that's priceless to me. That's priceless to me. You don't fear kids will get lost, they will be stolen. That's priceless. The love. And then I was so lucky. I came during the wedding, so it gave me an opportunity to meet so many of our family, relatives, all gathering. So we received all the love to last us for a long time. A lot of memories, a lot of love. It's been beautiful. It's short time. I wish it was a longer, but I came for 20 days. Sweet 20 days.
Okay.
But now I'm encouraged to do it often. I left 2 of my kids because it's short time. But for the future, in a year or 2, during the summer time, I would like them to come so they can tour the world. Eritrea.
This visit is a clear indicator that the remarkable attachment to the homeland in which Eritreans are abroad are taking lead roles in. They are so because they are a part of a partial of the one heart, one people that we Eritrean cherish and are proud of each day. This trend will certainly continue to generations to come.
Actually, I had no plan to go there because the time was so short. But my uncle, my husband, said, you cannot come without visiting it. And no regret. I'm so glad I did it. I get to meet you. There was a reason I went there. So it happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I had a wonderful time there. Just my kids, I was acting like my kids. That was my first horse ride, the water, the fresh air. I have asthma, so when I went there, everything was gone. Just a lot of screaming and having fun. So the food, asa. And we had a very special tour of the port. That was an
eye-opener.
Oh, for me and my kids, they had good memories there, good questions. The director, he was wonderful to sit down and talk to us and explain things to us. That's priceless for my kids. There's a lot of memories for them. I'm grateful to the service you guys did for us. I'm grateful for the Eritreans. In every way, this trip has been very successful, from the wedding, from my tour to Adana and Masawa. Very wonderful. I knew it, and then coming seeing it in real life is even better. And then on top of that, to have the director explain to us what is happening in Eritrea. In 2 years, in 2 months, he said couple will start, will be exported, and the Bishar. This is the second. He showed us the machine. This is the second one in Africa. There is one in South Africa, and then there is one in. But yeah, it was beautiful. We took pictures with it. We did a lot of good memories.
Without a shred of doubt, young nations like Eritrea are in need of ambassadors whatever and in everything, because there is need to survive economic and political hardship waged in external forces. It is crucial that every citizen living wherever diligently participates in all special gatherings organized to commemorate the country's irrefutable success. The participation should be cognizant and accomplished by creativity and innovation. Mrs. Demekesh Belay Abraha tells us why.
That's one of the best stories we have, and we are proud to share it. I wish a lot of Eritreans abroad could do that. When I think it was about, I'm not exact about the date, but about 10 years ago, my mom and dad adopted this Eritrean girl that her father and mother were killed at the war. And she was born in Hemeret, and they gave her the name Hemeret. Her name is Hemeret Brahane. And my dad, he's been contributing monthly, sending her here through the embassy. So he basically adopted her. We've been encouraging her in every way. And she finished school. She's very successful in every way. She's very gifted. She's down to earth. We are so blessed to have her. She has done so much for us than what we have done for her. And so my dad did that. And then when he came here, he gave me her email. Out of all my brothers and sisters, she had most contact with me. I've been encouraging her to finish her school. Here the education is free. Why not take advantage of that? And I'm so grateful. She listened to me. She finished her school. She graduated with a degree. And about 2 years ago, my older brother was thinking of getting married. So I suggested. I know she's our sister, she's adopted. She's our sister. Even my kids, oh, she's your sister, how could you marry her, you know? But I just said, you know, why not? You go there and you marry another stranger. Why don't you help her? Her mom and dad are not here. Why don't you marry her? And then my dad was thrilled with the idea. And then also I was so happy. Also my older brother, Mogos, he said, why not? And I'm so happy that the family was in one. We all agree. And he came here, and he married her. And then they had one child here. And then last year he came. Physically he came here because she had a child. He said, I don't want her to be difficult, having trouble with the trip. He came here and took her. And now they had one child. So second child. And
a blessing indeed.
oh yes.
So it's a happy family. It's a happy ending at the end.
Oh, it's wonderful. For us, $30 a month, $20 a month, it's nothing. We'll just go to McDonald's and spend that money.
Okay,
But to a person here, it's a big deal. It's a blessing. My grandmother, she's been through so much. She lost her kids, but she's very strong. She's been here through everything. And then one thing I found out, she's stronger at the age of 95. She's stronger than me. She's very strong. And I wish her more years, and I hope the rest of my family could come and see her. So it's been the highlight. If you're here in DC, there's nobody I mention. Because if I hear she's sick or something, oh, I want to see my grandmother. I want to see my grandmother. I hope nothing happens to her. So more than everything, to see my grandma, the whole world knows. To see my grandma at age 95, look, she walks the stairs, 5 stairs.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been, that's the highlight, family. You know, being abroad, through bad things, good things, it's not easy for us to come back and forth.
Ms. Demek Ishbala explains in order to bring back their kids to their homeland and let them see where their teaching comes from is sure way forward. And this is a turn strengthen and teach them more about themselves. The youth are eventually blossom and learn more about the meaning of being an Eritrean.
Actually, it's an agency right now,
okay,
as of July 1st. When I finished high school there, and when I had my kids, I stopped school to raise them with my culture, with my values. And I stayed home for 7 years. And after they went to school, I went back to school. And I earned my degree, a Bachelor of Science in Gerontology. So my job is working with the elderly in every way, how we can have a quality of life, how we can age, live longer, and have a quality of life. So most of the time, that's why I wish I could take care of Abai the way I take care of the other elderly there. And now, as of July, I have my license to
start a job there.
My advice is, we have come a long way. The Eritrean people, they are very, very strong. We have come a long way. We got our independence. And even now, we didn't come with so much. We have to start from scratch. We didn't depend on other donations. We're still self-reliant. And now, the future is very bright for Eritrea. We have our port, we have our gold, we have our copper, we have our gas. So future of Eritrea is very bright to me. I can only say wonderful things. The future is bright for Eritrea and its people.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
يصايم